Hey, what's going on, everybody? If you guys are new to the channel, then yeah, welcome. But if you are not new, you may recognize this face right here. This is Shaiden Valentine. He is a phenomenal van builder. I think you're on what number? How many vans?
This is my 4th personal one, but
okay.
I've done like 6 vans now.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
This one is probably the most top of the line I've ever seen Shaiden do, and probably one of the most top of the line I've seen anyone do, period. Wait until you guys see this tour. It is insane. The biggest battery bank I've ever seen ever in a van. And I'm gonna say at the top of the video, an incinerator toilet that is not propane and it is an electric incinerator toilet. So I can't wait to actually see this entire van. It is insane 4x4 surrender. Here we go.
Let's go.
Shaiden, you said to me while we were walking up to the van, you're just gonna go through this thing. You do this because you're really good at it now.
Let's rip through the tour. I'm back. I have a 2019 4x4 170 Sprinter here. This thing's brand new. Been working my butt off on this one with all the experience I got from all those Pro Masters, and I loaded this thing full of all the tech and features I always dreamed of having in a van. This really is my dream van that I've built now, and I am actually replicating this build now and getting really good at this, to the point where I'm actually proud of this layout, to the point where it is functional for me and everything that I need. It has some features in it that have never been in vans before. It has some tech in it that blows a lot of vans out of the water, including stuff that I've done, and I really tried to kind of just like shatter some new barriers on this one. Walking in through here, just give you a little exterior tour first.
Yeah.
This thing is beige. It's got a nice little vinyl wrap around the lower half. We got an amp research power step right here. Up here on the front, we got some Baja Designs LP9 lights. I'm gonna be putting 5 more of those up on top here so that you have tons of off-road lighting. Up there on top, you can see there is a WeBoost Drive 4GX signal booster and a Dometic 9500 power awning. Thing's 13 feet, fully retractable, electric. You don't need any supports for it. So it just does its thing, pulls itself in and out if it gets windy. That's all mounted to an Aluminous roof rack. And on top of that roof rack, I have 2 240 watt Merlin solar panels. Those are fully walkable military grade solar panels. On this build, I didn't go as heavy on solar because I have a giant alternator that cranks out 4,200 watts.
Is it a separate alternator, or did you upgrade the alternator? A separate alternator?
Yeah, second auxiliary alternator, so that's a 24 volt, 150 amp alternator. The rest of the roof basically got a Dometic RTX 2000 12 volt air conditioner,
wow,
which I can run for about 65 hours on a full charge of batteries, which in my opinion is kind of unheard of in vans.
65 hours?
Yeah.
Compressor on time.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And then you can recharge the batteries very quickly using the alternator, but that is due to the battery bank being 21 kilowatt hours. It's equivalent to about 1,600 amp hours.
For people that didn't just hear that correctly, that's 21 kilowatt hours.
Yeah.
That's a mass, that's 21,000 watt hours.
It's heavy. It's huge. It's big. It's the biggest battery that I could fit into the bench without overbalancing that side of the van. And to support all that weight, I'm doing a huge suspension upgrade on the van, spending a lot of money on that.
Just because I just partnered up with them, do you want to say who they are?
Yeah. So I actually have 4 of the 24 volt, 202 amp hour Hawk Elite 2, something like that.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's the model number. But those are 202 amp hours on 24 volts. So
from
it's
big battery?
Yeah. So it's equivalent to like 404 amp hours each on 12 volts. Those are wired in that bench over there, along with, while we're outside, it's a little bit cleaner out here, but we got a 24 volt, 6,000 watt, 240 volt split phase inverter. So that's 2 legs of 120 volts, 3,000 watts each. This is for the tech nerds out there like me. Basically, in simple terms for the electrical, it's one of the biggest inverters and battery systems that's ever been in a van. It's also got 120 volt shore power as well as 240 volt shore power. And I'll be making it so that you can plug this thing into EV chargers to siphon electricity off of the EV charging grid, which is kind of cool.
So everybody that ever asked, hey, can I plug in my van to give it power through an EV charger, you're literally creating that.
Yeah, super close. I'll give a shout out to Brandon on that one. He's the one that came up with that, Buck SD. I'm gonna try to wire it into my system here, but since I have a 240 volt input, I'm able to accept EV charging.
Not in the van, everybody, and just into the electrical kit.
Yeah, just into the electrical box. No, the van is not electric yet. That would be so sick. But we got all Victron components in there. 4 different voltages in this van: 12, 24, 120, and 240. The 240 is to run the infamous incinerating toilet, which we'll show you in a little bit here. For that, I'm gonna start here at the beginning of the van, kind of give you guys a tour of the layout. So starting at the front, we got 2 swivel seats, nice Scopima swivels. Opens up the seating area here, which is basically part of my new layout. And a lot of you might be wondering where the bed is. The bed is essentially right here. Again, as you guys know, I'm obsessed with Happy Jack. I love doing bed lifts in my vans. I love having a full queen size bed hidden away against the ceiling, as well as having a full seating area that can seat like 10 people.
I'm really close to not hitting my head.
Yeah.
And I'm 5'9", we'll say.
So this entry point is definitely like a little bit of a tuck in.
But that's okay.
Back here, you can stand full height. This is like 6'2" clearance back here, even underneath the air conditioner and the vent fan. But you got your countertops over here, queen size bed that drops down, kitchen, stove. We have a dual induction Empava stovetop over here. Nice convection oven up here. This is also an air fryer from KitchenAid. This thing makes all the goodies.
Oh my God.
This is a Dometic CRX 110S fridge and freezer. Got tons of room in there for all of your food and drinks. And then I had a little drawer under here that's just for pots, pans, things like that. We had a little extra space under there. These counters, raise these up a little bit to get the fridge over the wheel well.
Yeah.
So it kind of turns them into like a bar counter / like standing desk area.
And before you go any further, you went with a very like aesthetic bamboo look, and I think you even have bamboo slats actually too.
Yeah, this is all 1/4" bamboo ripped down. We waxed it all, made it all look nice, and just went all the way around the van with that.
And because people love asking, what's the material in between the slats or underneath the slats?
Yeah, so this is actually just 1/4" birch painted
Nice.
black, and that's just a nice backer. And then through the 1/2" gap, you can't even see it; it just looks black. So
Beautiful.
it's pretty sweet. We just pin nailed all of this up here. There's sirens. They got us, Jarrod.
You said this bed I'm standing underneath is a queen?
Yeah, so
or a king?
this is a queen size bed up here.
Okay.
So if you want, you can back up, and I will lower it down a little bit.
For
here.
real? I can stand here and back it up?
Yeah, you can stand over there. I'm gonna go
This is
bring
cool.
it down just so you guys can kind of see.
Oh, and the skylight's over on this side.
Yeah. Loaded this thing up this time.
That's awesome.
So we can stop it anywhere, right? We'll just stop it there for now. You can basically put this bed in bunk bed mode. Same thing as the last van. You can put it in queen being all the way down. You can actually bring it between the backrests. It's perfectly like laid out so that the backrests plug in.
You never have to move the backrests?
No.
Wow.
So if you do slide it between the backrests, then it will open it up as an actual king. So it's 80 inches long by I think 72 inches wide.
You usually lower it like right down to where the table height is, I presume.
Yeah, I like to just leave it up here because sometimes I'll leave stuff on the table.
Right.
And I don't really want to like clean the table, especially if we're like entertaining or something in here.
This is plenty of room.
Yeah, I'll just like get on top of the bed, crawl up here. Sometimes even bring the bed up to the skylight. Cool part about doing that is the further that you bring it up, the more of a panoramic view you have of the stars or whatever's outside.
Do you ever just like sit here and just like put your head up and just look out?
Yeah, you can actually climb out of the skylight right there onto the walkable solar roof.
I think I got a shot of that. I'm
We'll
not
see.
sure.
We'll climb up the side of the van later and show you guys, but it's pretty sweet if you want to do yoga or stretch in the morning or something. You can just climb straight out of the skylight. Yeah, and then if you have kids or friends, then they can stay underneath the bed here, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess this is plenty of sleeping quarters underneath.
Yeah. And you can put a pad on the floor if you have an extra friend, but there's always room right here.
Speaking of floor, what's underneath that tile? Or it's not tile, but underneath whatever it is, vinyl.
Yeah, and let me put the rest of this up so it's not loud. And boom. Underneath the floor, all the way down the aisle here, is a 24-volt electric heated floor pad that runs off of this little thermostat here. So you can just set your desired temperature in Celsius, and it will keep your floors at that temperature full time.
Wow.
Drawing about 240 watts of power. The goal was to create more power than you need, and ultimately that was also to supply the air conditioner and the electric incinerating toilet. Those are two of the big draws. Oven, fridge, and stove as well. I just like to have enough power to feel like you're living in a house and not just living in...
And I'm gonna say, man, you got a lot better with details, man. You got like, you know, cutouts here. You got just really cool stuff, man. I'm just super impressed with you.
Thank you. And this bench over here,
Yeah.
this is 52 gallons of fresh water. Up here we got the S-Bar S2 heater controller that's mounted underneath the passenger seat up there.
Beautiful.
3 different light switches for 3 different zones of lighting. Those are all dimmable as well. Up here we got an AC outlet, DC outlet. This controls the Dometic awning outside, so if we press that button, that awning will pull out. The cool part is very soon I'm going to be adding LED lights on the entire bottom of the awning, so you have a nice exterior lighting area outside. This remote control right here is for the air conditioner. It's got a custom little slot in there, and that controls this, which is a pretty sweet AC. This is the RTX 2000.
RTX 2000, cool.
This thing rips. It'll cool down the van in about an hour, even in pretty dang hot conditions. And
Yeah.
it can run for a few days for you. If this drains your battery down too much, so you're camped in the desert or something, and you're just ripping through your AC and it's 90 degrees out, you can always idle the van and be generating 4,000 watts at high idle in the van, so that's pretty sweet. Back here we have a vent fan. Classic, you guys don't need to hear about that. That's just the typical vent fan that everybody has in their van.
Oh my goodness. You have a lot of space in the closet too.
Yeah, this is a 2-foot wide closet and dresser. So you open that up, you got hanging room up here for all your clothes.
I want to point this out. You actually really did a really cool thing you told me the other day. What did your dimensions of your drawers were specifically for what?
So I like to use the IKEA drawers actually. So
genius,
these
man.
things are sweet. They just are soft close, they're undermounted, and they're the highest quality drawers that I've been able to find, and definitely higher quality than most of the drawers that I would be able to build.
Right.
So I like to use those, and then I just design everything around that. And a large part of that is, for example, right here, you have all this modular organization that you can buy from IKEA.
Yep.
And everyone has an IKEA near them. And it's cool because when someone else takes over this van, they can change these drawers around and put like fresh IKEA organization in that fits perfectly into these dimensions instead of me having my specific layout in here. So little feature there. Got tons of organization here. Down here we have a 6-gallon electric hot water heater so that you can take nice long showers. Water pump under there. Over here, trash can, regular faucet for just for your sink. There's a little drying rack that goes over the sink. This thing's pretty sweet. Black stainless steel sink, filtered water. And over here on the backsplash, this is something I'm just trying this time, but it's a nice brushed aluminum peel and stick tile. This is the water heater timer and some overhead storage. And then one of the coolest features of the van is the rear walk-through shower.
I'm gonna go into the back, and you can talk about it from looking in, and I can just walk right through that shower. And I'm gonna stand up on your little step stool so I can get up to your height.
This is the shower in the back, so it's pretty sweet. You can just walk in here. This thing is like 2.5 feet by 4 feet wide, so it's almost the size. I would actually even say the size of some residential showers. So you're not sacrificing on space. Pull that door across, and it is all waterproof now. Turn your vent fan on to pull the steam out, and you have this beautiful, super functional Nebia shower head. This thing uses very little water. It's about 1.6 GPM with the wand on over here, and that's about half the flow of a regular shower head in-house. Feels amazing. You can hang some eucalyptus right here if you want to get real bougie out in the middle of nowhere.
You're pretty bougie, buddy.
And you got a nice, steam shower with eucalyptus smell, and feels really nice. The main event. Super proud of this. It took me a long time. I've been talking about this for like 3 years because I don't like using the toilet in the van. I don't like the smell. I don't like dealing with it. I don't want to know where it goes. I don't want to empty a black tank. And this is the solution to all of those problems. But the problem with this is that it uses a lot of power and it's very expensive just to buy it. So this is a Cinderella electric incinerating toilet, and I believe it's the first one that is functional in a van.
When you say functional van, as in it doesn't use, it uses a lot of power, but you have figured out the power.
Yeah, as in it uses power, but it's realistically going to be able to be used frequently instead of once a week, and it kills your battery every time. This will use about 8% of my battery bank per flush. It's a 2,000 watt toilet. It'll flush for about 30 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how much waste is down in there.
Oh, that's crazy.
You can also schedule flushes on this so that it only flushes once a day. You can have multiple people go to the bathroom in the morning, for example, if you have a bunch of friends in the van, and have it scheduled so that it'll only flush after that. So
you can schedule flushes?
Yeah, it's all timed in here.
That's crazy.
It's pretty sweet.
Do you want to say what that if you want to, you don't have to, but you want to say what that toilet costs?
Yeah, it's $6 grand. So it's no joke.
That is a $6,000 toilet.
What's important to know is a lot of people, I'm sure in the comments are gonna be like, oh my God, this kid's got a super expensive toilet. People have real issues, blah, blah, blah. But I know that. But this is for people. This is for people who are buying a really expensive van and they want to ultimately have the best of the best, and they don't want to be smelling things and they don't want to be dealing with this. And so toilets like this are probably going to be going into more vans, I would assume.
You don't have to flush it, but can you just show us really kind of the apparatus?
Yeah, so you open this. The process is pretty simple. You open this, you take one of these liners, and there's like a pack of 1,000 of these that comes with it, but you basically take it here, put it down into the bowl, take this lid, drop that down in there, do your thing.
Does the liner, do you use the liner for the 1 and the 2?
Yeah.
Liquid and solid? Okay.
Yeah, you can put whatever you want in there. You can probably put things that aren't even from you in there. You could probably, like, we've
You
been
can
flushing bananas
incinerate-
down the drain.
What, you were incinerating what, bananas?
Bananas.
Okay,
And
fair
tea.
enough. Yeah, and
I don't
tea.
know
We
why.
did tea.
We put like 5 bananas in here.
Okay.
I haven't actually used it yet. But then you just press this button right here, and that drops the hatch. So if I were to do that, this hatch is going to open. This piece of paper is going to get sucked down into the combustion chamber. I'm not going to do it because I want to be able to show you guys the inside over here.
Yeah, because that automatically will lock and you can't.
Exactly.
Okay.
You can't open it while it's hot, right?
Is it ventless?
No, it has ducting going out the back, out of the floor of the van.
Okay.
We're putting a carbon filter on the exhaust, so that the slight odor that is there, it's not very strong, surprisingly, but the slight odor that is there for the outside will pretty much be taken care of with the carbon filter. So you can take that off. That opens your little combustion chamber down here. You can pull this out, and then this is your tray. And this is essentially the residue from like 5 different bananas and 3 bottles of green tea.
Yeah, you did. I appreciate you. I have that phone footage of you doing this.
So yeah, that's it. This is just a major problem solver. I think that the cost being so high and the power draw being so high is going to be prohibitive for a lot of people.
No, I want to do this in my tiny.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
No, I want to do this in my tiny.
Big problem solver for sure. So yeah, this is the shower. This curtain comes across the back as well. So that's what waterproofs these rear doors for.
Or you can just shower out in the nude, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Over here we got a little light switch for the gear garage.
I like it.
I kind of designed it around my surfboard, skis, one wheel, stuff like that. I'm going to be actually outfitting all of this with really cool organization like L-Track aluminum and get it all dialed so you can like snap your skis in, snap your surfboard in, put all your helmets and gear, and like I want to put like electric boot dryers for ski boots so that you can like put your boots on, hop in the shower, put your skis away, and take a nice hot shower when you're at the bottom of a ski resort or something like that.
You ready for more people to copy you again and again?
I hope so.
Okay, good.
You know what? I used to get offended by that. Now I love it, and I copy people all the time. Like if there's a good idea out there, I'm taking it. This is my broom. It's my favorite feature. I just blow the van out.
It's not a broom, it's a blower.
Blower. That is a major solution for vans.
Shaiden, unbelievable. Please show me more. I don't know what else you can show me, but
I mean, there's only a few other things on this van. Underneath the van right here, we got a tow hitch that I threw on for towing boats, jet skis, whatever toys you want. Inside there's also a 22-gallon gray water tank that's remotely controlled. So all of the drainage from the shower pan and the sink go through P-traps down into the gray tank. And you can just flip a switch and drain that whenever you're feeling like it. I'll close these doors, show you guys some more exterior stuff real quick. This is a Owlband Sherpa rear rack. So this is what you can clip racks onto. Skis, snowboards, etc. when it's drying. This is a spare tire carrier. And then we'll take you guys up the ladder over here so that you can kind of see what's up on the roof. I don't know if you can
catch that sunset.
Yeah.
These are your Merlin walkable panels.
Fully walkable solar up here on the roof. Pretty stoked on these things because people can sleep up here, you can throw a bed up here, you can just hang out up here. This is the top of the air conditioner. You got the vent fan, and then I'm also going to be putting some nice storage cargo boxes back here on each side. And then up here is access into the bed. This is literally my blanket. I have this open right now, but you can ultimately just close this, close the screens inside, and nobody can access through the outside. I feel like people are gonna be like, whoa, wait a sec. So it's pretty sweet up here. We'll throw parties out of the van and power like big sound systems, and we'll put like a table up here and DJ off of it and everything, and yeah.
Shaiden, thanks again, man. You showed a lot in a little amount of time, and that's what people want to see. So
yeah,
this
is
to
bore you guys.
Yeah, you get right to the point, buddy. Hey man, this is one of your best creations. Are you going to be creating more?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm replicating this van. Got a couple of these, so if anyone's interested in vans like this, hit me up.
How do we contact you?
Hit me up on YouTube too, Shaiden Valentine, Instagram @Shaiden, and then feel free to shoot me an email or whatever. It's just shaidenvalentine@gmail.com. I'll answer any questions that you have and try to get you guys a sweet van.
Thank you, buddy.
So,
Appreciate you.
Thank you. I want to say one more thing. Everything here is largely because of these tours. So huge shout out to Jarrod.
Thank you, buddy.
Being a very huge influence in my life and big impact. I remember there was a time when I was watching these videos, like maybe some of you guys are, and a lot of my friends did the same thing. We used to watch these videos and dream of, and
I love it, man.
It's crazy to see how far you can come, and also how many people along the way were able to like help and influence. And Jarrod played a pivotal role in like me and all of my friends' lives. So thank you, Jarrod. And also to those of you watching who want to do this stuff. 3 years ago, I didn't know anything about vans, so
this is
totally
true,
possible.
Actually. You were totally green when I met you, man, and I love it.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it, bro.
Yeah, and I appreciate all of you guys watching because that's the kind of stuff that kept me fired up to keep building cooler stuff. All the people that were like, dude, that's sick, like build another one. Otherwise I would just burn out and not build anything cool. So
well,
really appreciate it.
How about this one? Build another one, buddy.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Thanks again, Shaiden.
Thank you. We'll see you guys later.